In most student clinics, students cannot give legal advice unless a lawyer first approves the advice and strategy. In this next video, the student has already spoken with his supervising lawyer. In some situations, this can occur while the client is still in the office. Sometimes it requires a separate appointment. In this case, Ms. Jones' landlord is threatening imminent eviction, which means the student should try to get as much done as possible during the initial intake.
So I've had the opportunity to speak with my supervisor, and she's helped me look over the law and see what issues and solutions we're looking at here. And from what we discussed, there are 3 issues. The first is the late rent payment. The second is that you owe some rent arrears. These are both very important because these are things your landlord might be able to pursue at the hearing. The third is that your landlord has not provided the required maintenance, causing you harm. Maintenance includes the broken door and the access to hot water.
Yeah, it's a clear way of thinking about it. I just have no idea where to go from here. I have no money. I mean, I still have to pay back my brother, and there's always expenses for the kids. I'm beyond living from paycheck to paycheck here.
Yes, it sounds like you have a lot of competing financial worries. The social workers here at the clinic can help you access supplies for the kids, things like diapers, high chairs, and strollers. But we can talk about that in a moment. Let's first think about how we can handle your immediate housing situation.
Okay. One thing at a time, I guess.
So we do have a few options, one of which is a rent bank. The housing stability plan. This could help you catch up on your rent. Have you ever used something like this?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay. There are some conditions, but it seems like it's worth pursuing. To do that, I'll have to call your caseworker at the social assistance office. We signed a consent form for her. What do you think?
Well, I assume by the name of it that it would help me pay for some of my rental arrears. So absolutely. Call my worker. I can't believe she didn't even tell me about this.
If you were able to catch up on your payments, would this allow you to pay your rent on time each month?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And if you had the housing stability support and you were paying your rent on time each month, do you think this might give your landlord the incentive to discontinue the eviction?
I don't know. I mean, yes, he would like the rent, but I think he just wants me out in general. I don't really know why, just a feeling, I guess. But I do think it's worth a shot. So what does this mean? Like, do you just call him? He's a bit mean.
I would call as your legal representative, and with your permission and instructions, I would say that I'm calling on your behalf and that we did receive your N8 notice and would like to propose some solutions to the problem.
Well, what if he says no?
Well, he might say no, or he might propose another solution, and you and I can discuss that solution and see if it works for you. If not, we would go to a mediation at a hearing.
What's a mediation?
It usually happens the day of a hearing. Basically, you meet with someone who tries to help you come to an agreement. This person's called a mediator. They don't represent either side. Both you and your landlord have to agree to go to this mediation. Even if you don't reach an agreement at the end of it, you can still go to a hearing.
Okay, well, that's a lot to think about. It sounds like a mediation might be useful. I guess it depends on what he says when you call. I really don't think he'd ever talk to me, but maybe he'll listen to you.
Okay, let's talk more about exactly what points you want me to say. And let's compare any options we come up with against what's likely to happen at the hearing. So, you have been late and do owe some arrears. Mm-hmm. Your landlord has not fulfilled his responsibility to make repairs and could owe you some money if we go to hearing. This leads to weaknesses in both sides of your cases. If neither of you want to negotiate, we may have to go to a hearing. I'm not sure what will happen at that hearing, but if you have the housing stability plan, then that would significantly change things.
Okay, well, I think I need to know more before I can make any decisions.
Well, good point. Let's call your worker.
Okay.
In this section, Jordan used some aspects of engaged client-centered counseling. This involves 2 main aspects. First, the student builds a relationship with the client. Second, he uses his legal knowledge and judgment to support the client in making her own choices, While Jordan may suggest solutions, he ensures decisions made by Ms. Jones are informed and takes into account not only her legal rights, but her ability to follow through with these rights.
Jordan also explains the role of informal dispute resolution, negotiation, in resolving landlord and tenant disputes. For the purposes of decision making at this stage, it was very clear that the interim step of applying for housing stability could change Ms. Jones' bargaining position. Negotiation can be more difficult when dealing with the administrative state, such as in refugee or social benefits matters. However, it is often a wise step to consider in landlord-tenant matters.